What if you could ask an AI, not just to write something for you, but actually do things inside the apps you use every day? We're really talking about a fundamental shift here. Imagine just, opening a chat window and saying, design me a clean, modern, professional resume. And maybe 15 seconds later, there it is, popped up right in your Canva account, all templated out. That jump from just text to, well, immediate action across different apps.
Yeah.
It's already happening. And it really changes what we think a chatbot is.
Welcome to the deep dive. Yeah, today we're looking into this new apps feature inside ChatGPT. Our sources give us a pretty good roadmap for how this connection actually works. Which tools are making the biggest splash right now? Design, music, learning, travel, and maybe most importantly, the trade-offs, especially around privacy. So our mission for you, the listener, is really to give you the shortcut here. We want you to get what AI can actually do now that it hooks into your daily digital stuff. This feels like the moment the chatbot stops just talking and starts, actually working for you, like a real assistant.
Okay, let's unpack that. This operational shift. Because before, ChatGPT was just stuck in its chat window.
Yeah.
Right? You had to copy things out, paste them somewhere else.
Right. That created friction, a time sink, really.
Yeah, that copy-paste loop.
Exactly. And now the AI kind of reaches out. It saves a ton of time, gets rid of that back and forth, the endless tab switching. But let's be clear, it only works if you get that connection set up right first. That's like step 0. It's mandatory.
Okay, walk us through that setup then.
Right, so you have to make this link step by step. You log into ChatGPT, find settings, then look for something like apps or maybe apps and connectors. Then you just pick the app you want, say Canva or Spotify.
That's the finding it part.
That's the finding it. Then you hit connect. Now a new window pops up, and this bit is really important. You have to log into the other account, like your Canva account, to prove you own it. And then you have to explicitly click authorize or allow when that app asks, is it okay for ChatGPT to do stuff in your account? That click seals the deal, grants the access.
So that explicit allow click. That's the handshake. Why is understanding that link so critical for the user?
Because that's what grants the access. It connects a simple chat conversation directly to, well, actual actions inside that other tool.
Okay, let's take a concrete example, Canva. Huge design tool already. This connection, it seems like it speeds up that painful first draft part. I know I waste like 15 minutes just hunting for a decent template sometimes. Does this help with that?
Oh, absolutely. It basically replaces hunting with just telling it what you want. It's great for, say, small business owners needing social posts fast, or students needing presentation slides. Anyone who doesn't want to start from a totally blank page. Like, if you run a bakery, need an Instagram post. Don't search, just prompt it. Tell the title, fresh from the oven. What image you need, like a croissant. And really key the style. Warm and inviting, maybe, or clean and professional.
Ah, so you're not just saying what you want, but how you want it to look right at the start.
Exactly. Or take that resume again. You tell the AI, make a professional resume in Canva. Give it all the text, first name, email sections, specify clean and modern, the huge win. Your info is already structured right in the template. No more fiddling with dummy text. It just, removes that initial block.
Right. So specificity is king. Content and style.
Okay, moving from work stuff to maybe more fun stuff, Spotify. This app connection is really geared towards personal use, right? Finding new tracks, matching music to what you're doing. Once it's connected, the AI looks at your playlists, your listening habits.
And the power here isn't just making a playlist, it's making the right one, isn't it? Like making a workout list is one thing, but getting the genre and energy right.
It does that really well, yeah. You can ask for a Spotify playlist for working out, be specific about the music type, fast, high-energy rock and hip-hop, maybe ask for about 30 songs. The AI then makes a new list, calls it gym time or whatever you specified, right there in your Spotify account. Puts in tracks like, Linkin Park or Eminem, matching that vibe.
That's useful. But the real magic seems to be in discovery, based on what you already like. Say I have a list called a chill music, and I ask it to make a new chill list. Same feeling, quiet, piano, no words, but, and this is key, only new artists. Stuff not already in my history.
Yes. This is where it really shines. See, the normal Spotify algorithm often just gives you more of what you already hammer, what everyone listens to. It kind of keeps you in a bubble.
Sips to the familiar.
Right. But the AI can handle these more complex, sort of layered requests, like instrumental tracks with a quiet, minor key piano feel. It analyzes the mood of your stuff and then digs through Spotify's huge library for those lesser-known artists, maybe Olafur Arnolds or Max Richter, that the main tool just doesn't surface easily.
So you got to be really specific about the feeling, focus, ambient, no vocals, maybe the length, and it digs deeper than the usual suggestions.
Yeah, that ability to grasp mood and find those niche artists outside your main listening loop, that's what ChatGPT really nails here, something Spotify itself kind of struggles with. Now, before we go further into the utility apps, there's a really important warning about the Figma app connection. This one's super easy to misunderstand.
Because people hear Figma and think, oh, website design.
Exactly. But the app only works with FigJam, that's FigJam, the online whiteboard tool. It cannot design full websites or complex apps for you. It just doesn't have the engine for that.
Okay, that's crucial. So FigJam is for brainstorming, diagrams, flow charts, that kind of visual thinking.
Right, so you could use it to map out, say, the steps for an online ordering process, or ask for a mind map for a new YouTube channel, and it'll break it down. Tutorials, reviews, vlogs, maybe put some starter ideas under each branch. It handles that visual structure instantly.
Okay, moving to, like, everyday life apps. Travel seems like a big one. Expedia, booking. It's like having a super fast travel agent.
Pretty much, yeah. You can mash together the usual stuff, location, dates with those really fuzzy subjective things. I need a hotel near my key beach with a pool and free breakfast, but keep it under my budget. The AI juggles all those constraints at once.
And Zillow, for house hunting, takes that subjective filtering even further.
Zilla's a great example of this. You mix the hard facts, 3 beds, budget, with those really personal, kind of intangible needs that are hard to just tick boxes for on a website, like needing a big fenced backyard for my dog, or specifically wanting an updated kitchen.
The AI is basically translating your wish list into search filters based on listing descriptions.
And then there's learning with Coursera. This works in 2 main ways. First, just finding courses. Ask for digital marketing for a beginner that offers a certificate. Boom, it suggests the Google Digital Marketing and E-commerce certificate.
And the second way, simplifying complex ideas. Sometimes textbooks just make your brain shut down.
Right, yeah. So if you're in a course, maybe week 2, and machine learning just isn't clicking, ask the AI. You get a simple breakdown. Machine learning is about gathering data, learning from it, and using that learning to make smarter guesses. Cuts right through the academic jargon.
Zillow really seems the best at handling those fuzzy, subjective filters, like big backyards.
Okay, we have to pivot now to the reality check. These apps are brand new. They're gonna have issues. First off, misunderstanding your prompts. Prompt drift. Yeah, I mean, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes. Getting the clarity just right is key.
Right, you might ask Canva for something fun and get back something that looks really corporate, and then you just have to try again, be clear.
Exactly. And then the big one, the unavoidable trade-off. Privacy, this whole feature, it's basically a contract. To use it, you have to be okay with giving ChatGPT access to your other accounts, your Spotify listening history, your Canva designs. You're granting a pretty high level of access.
So when I hit authorize for, say, Canva, what's ChatGPT actually seeing? Is it scanning all my old designs? Or just getting permission to make new ones? People need to understand that exposure level.
It really depends on the specific app's integration, but generally, yeah, it gets permission to create things, and often it needs to read some info to do that smartly, like Spotify needs to see your history to get your taste. Canva needs permission to save the new design into your account. That's the new reality. You grant access, you should be comfortable with it, and you should definitely know how to go back into settings and revoke that permission later if you change your mind.
And there are limits too, right? The apps can't do everything. Canva makes new designs, but it can't edit your old ones yet. Spotify is great for new playlists, maybe less so for reorganizing really complex existing ones.
True, those limitations are there. But even with those, the future potential here is it's exponential. This is really just the beginning of what this connected AI action looks like.
And connecting to things like Google Drive or OneDrive. That seems like where the real time saving could happen for work.
Oh, definitely. Imagine just saying, find the Q3 sales report in Drive, pull out the 5 main takeaways, and draft an email to my boss with that summary. That kind of complex, multi-step thing just from talking, that's the end game.
And the real game changer sounds like Zapier.
Absolutely. Zapier connects, thousands of other apps? Gmail, Slack, Google Sheets. It's like digital Lego blocks for workflows.
Yep.
If ChatGPT plugs into that, You could automate incredibly complex stuff just by describing it.
Hold on, so I could just use plain English to build an automation involving 4 different apps. That feels like a huge leap.
It is. You could tell the AI, okay, set up a Zapier thing where when I get an email with invoice in the subject, it automatically saves the attachment to Drive, adds a row to my expense sheet, and shoots a quick Slack message to finance. Whoa. I mean, imagine scaling that kind of automation across thousands of users, thousands of different little workflows.
That's wow, making complex integrations accessible. And you mentioned the SDK. That helps us grow.
Right, the SDK software development kit. Basically, it's the toolbox that lets other developers build their own connections into ChatGPT. It's how this whole thing scales up. So the implication is pretty soon, we won't just have a handful of apps. We could have hundreds, maybe thousands, plugging into basically every service you use. Assuming you accept those privacy risks we talked about, the biggest payoff is definitely that complex multi-step automation across all your different tools.
So this deep dive really shows ChatGPT is changing its job description. It's not just a clever chatbot anymore. It's becoming an actual, actionable personal assistant. The real innovation seems to be translating our normal language into these complex actions across platforms. It's about cutting down friction, saving time.
Definitely. And the best next step for you listening is probably just to try it. Connect one of the simpler apps like Spotify or Canva. Go through those authorization steps we talked about. Just get a feel for it because this really is where things are heading. And maybe here's a final thought to chew on. If privacy wasn't an issue at all, like perfectly solved, zero worries, what's the one app you rely on most every single day? Maybe your banking, a food delivery, your main notes app. Which one would you immediately connect to an AI like this to start automating things?